Hello and welcome to the Geekasaurus. Alright, what was that? Well, they just released the dances yesterday in our last beta stress test, and the dance of the Char is a Maori Haka, which is a traditional intimidation dance that they would do towards their opponents. Very, very fitting for the Char, and I thought it would be great to have the actual Haka playing in the background while the Char was dancing. So that was a little bit of culture for you today on the Geekasaurus. Alright, let's get on with what the topic is right now, which is little sPVP. Little sPVP. Little s is structured PvP, because there is no regular PvP in this game. So strap yourself in for a long one, folks. I think this is going to be like 4 matches that you're going to see me just suck completely at. But before we get into the match, we have to get into the match. And so what I'm showing you now is the game browser. And in the game browser, you can select games to join, and hopefully you can get into one, which I eventually do. There's a way you can sort of sort by what games are full and what games are empty, and of course you want the empty games because trying to get into a full one, there seemed to be quite a bit of lag. This first match will be me going into the Legacy of the Foefire. Now, when you go into a structured PvP match, it doesn't matter what level you are instantly made level 80. Oh yeah. And not only are you made level 80, which is what happens when you go to WBW too, you're made level 80 with every skill and ability that a level 80 would have, including armor and weapons that are fitting for a level 80, ones that are all buffed up with all the goodies. So you get every single thing. And your armor will be dyed the color of the team that you are on. I am going to be on the red team, so my armor is dyed red. The opponent team will be a blue team. Now this is a capture the flag, capture the node sort of game, and it's kind of one thing somebody was mentioning on one of my other videos is a weakness for Guild Wars 2, because pretty much every structured PvP match is identical, just reskinned in a different way, sort of. We're going to see all of the matches today. You're going to see all of them that I could do this last stress test. So yeah, they're all kind of capture node at this point. They will have more coming soon, according to them. As you see there, I stood on the ground for a little while. The longer that I stand there, the quicker I get the node. And of course, the more people that stand in the circle, the faster the node is taken also. As you can see right here, we're going to try to take this one, which is right in the dead center. And of course, all of them that are in the dead center are free pickings for everybody, so it's a lot of exciting action going on in these central nodes, no matter which map we're on. One thing I want to know before we get too much into the actual combat and what I'm doing is I am old. I'm over 40 years old, and for gamers, that's just ancient. I click. But I also have a Razer Nostromo, which I do use most of the time. If I find that my mouse is near the button bar, I will click something sometimes on the button bar. On YouTube, it is really, really awesome and fun, and shows how cool you are if you can call somebody out for being a clicker, because that's just very important, I guess. There's nothing else to complain about in a video, so calling somebody a clicker is likening to call them some kind of name that's going to hurt my feelings or something. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Like I say, I'm old, I will click, and I still have fun. So, suck it. Alright, let's get on with what is happening in the match. So I am dead! And when you die, you go into a down state, and while you're in the down state, you can fight your way back. If you pick an opponent to fight back against, you want to pick somebody that's almost dead themselves, because... Wow, this is weird. There's a strange glitch. Sorry for that. I don't know why it kicked me back out and then back in. Anyway, while you're down in the down state, you want to try to take somebody out. If you can take an opponent out, you can come back to life with very, very minimal health, but at least you can then cast your heal on yourself, which will bring you back up to full, somewhere around mid health actually, but it's enough to get you back on your feet. Don't go shooting the people that are 3/4 alive. because it's no good. You're wasting your time. So we come to, what am I doing right now? Well, I'm capturing a node. I'm staying there, and I get a 10-point bonus for staying there long enough to neutralize it. Then I get 10 more points for actually taking it. Now, you also get more points for standing there. So even though you would think that in a lot of other games you would grab the node and then run away, you do that in this one and you kind of lose points, because you can actually get points by just staying there, which is kind of odd. But it's a good way to defend. Now, here we are. I am going to drop down my holy hell, which is a volley. If those of you who are hunters from World of Warcraft remember the good old volley that you could get 50,000 DPS on the recount with, would remember that it was just an amazing amount of damage you could do, and it's the same way here. And the one in this game is actually quite exciting, because when it hits the ground, it makes a thump noise for every single arrow. So it sounds like almost like a machine gun going off with a thump, thump, thump noise. I have a little bit of an annoying person down here below using line of sight so that I can't hit them, but they can't hit me either. It's kind of funny because they will be following me through into the next couple of matches, and they somehow are amazing in the other matches, but in this one they are just not so good. Alright, so my elite skill that I'm using is a root, and I threw it down just then. There's the volley. Didn't really need to do that with just a single player, but hey, who cares? Alright, so let's get around the corner here. I'm going to try a little bit of a sneaky maneuver, drop a trap right on the corner, and try to kite them through the trap if they're smart enough. They see it, and they will say, no, I'm not going to fall for that little trick. So that didn't quite work, but that's okay. My little spider is down there shooting them with venom. Yahoo! I have a terrible ability in every time I play an PvP match in whatever game it is. I get sort of vindictive. If somebody kills me, I go after them for the next 10 matches if I can. I just totally give up on every single other person, whatever I was supposed to do. I don't care. I will hunt them down. It's terrible. I know you guys will sit here and go, dude, you can't play like that. That's terrible and it's really bad. I know that, but like I say, I'm old and I'm set in my ways, and I am going to click, and I'm going to be vindictive and hunt the people down who killed me one time in a match. It doesn't matter. I'm going to hunt them down. So if you ever go against me in a match and you want to see something hilarious, kill me, because I will spend the rest of my life hunting you down in every single match I can. Alright, so now I got this guy down. He stood there long enough and decided that Ranger to Necro toe-to-toe was a good idea. Not a good idea. So I am going to then finish him, which is right here. Finishing move, you go up and you stick a spike through their chest and they're dead. They will not be able to come back using their down state, and I'm nearly dead myself. So Mrs. Vixen or Vinion, whatever, Vinion, Onions, decides to hop over the wall, which means I can't then fight to survive, and I will succumb to my injuries. Poor dead Ranger Geekasaurus. I'm a Red Ranger too, by the way. Oh, I came back! Well, I didn't expect that. Anyway, let's move on to what's going on. I'm sticking with her because she killed me earlier, so I'm just going to follow her around and keep on shooting her. I'm terrible. I told you, if you guys are looking for any kind of like awesome play or skill, watching me do this, not going to get it. Okay, so what are the overall goal here? Well, we're trying to get to 500 points, and each node that you capture and hold, you get more points for. Kind of simple, right? The more points you hold, the faster you get to 500. Now, they do something in this game called auto-balancing, and you'll see it from time to time. It'll say auto-balancing in 10, 9, 8, blah, 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 gets on to 10, 1, and it will kick the really good players out and bring in some really sucky players, or vice versa, okay? So, you will see from time to time that players will just appear and disappear in this game, and they're going to other games where they would be more appropriate. So even though we were losing for quite a while, we ended up winning because of the way it sort of auto-balanced. Not sure if I like the auto-balance all that much. I think if you go in and you're just going to get pounded, well, then that's just going to be the luck of the draw, really. Everybody doesn't have to win a game. This whole everybody's got to win a trophy at the kids soccer game is kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so this guy here, this little Asura pain in the ass, is following me around in every single match I go into. He kills me, so I get on I'm gonna be vindictive with this guy and hunt him down as far and long as I can. Mainly because he looks so silly, and he left me in a pile of dirt, and I don't like that. So I had to kill him again and again. Back to Legacy of the Foefire. Oh, that's right. That's why I showed it earlier. I apologize. That was because when you res, it reloads the whole thing. Okay. So you can look at your map and you can see what nodes are blue and what nodes are red, and you will be able to take the appropriate one. This door here is the same that's in the WVW area. Only I or my teammates can go through that door, not the other team. And up here is one that is blue, and we're going to try to take it back from blue. And there's that little annoying guy. I'm going to do my best to take him out, but first I think I'll take out Mr. Wolf. One of the things I want to also note, you'll see it from time to time, there are field effects that you can fire through. They're called combos. I do a whole video on combos, so I won't go into it too much here, but when you see the little heart that comes up around either your character or your enemies, or not your enemies, but your character or your teammates, you will see a condition, and that condition with the little heart will mean that it was used through a field combo. So if I drop down, or say the thief drops down a poison field, and I shoot my arrows through that poison field, all of my arrows become poison arrows. Is that not kicking? That's just great. So you'll see that from time to time. You'll see like heal, regen, health, life, whatever, that are effects. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop a trap. Always a good thing for hunters to do. Now, there's some controversy whether or not the other team can see the traps. I don't think until they're activated they can see them. They can see a ring on the ground, I think, after they've been activated. I'm not 100% sure. If somebody can verify this one way or the other, let me know. Because, I don't know, I've seen where I'm in a battle and a red ring shows up on the ground and all of a sudden I'm on fire. And I don't remember that ring being there before. I don't think I stepped into it. But then it turned red and I was like, oh, this is a fire thing. I'm going to step out of this ring so I don't burn. One other thing too is these are all the people that are on our server. So if you get if you get too pissy with somebody and you decide to be like a complete a-hole to them over and over and over again, there is a very good possibility they will end up on your team in the next match. And then it's like, hi pal, sorry I set your face on fire the last 10 matches. Can we be friends and be teammates now? This is not cross-server. At least at this point it isn't. It is just people from your server. Alright, so here we got some action going on. Got some red guys showing up here. Or blue. I'm red. Some blue guys. We got red names, so I call them red. Anyway, doing my little volley there. See what that does. There's a lich form. You see that? That's one of the Necro's high-end elite skills. It turns him into a lich, which is just awesome. Floaty, floaty, and lots of nasty damage that comes out of those guys. Now this does take a lot of strategy, small squad strategy. Oh, there you go. I saw the one that said poison just a second ago. That was a poison effect. Man, I'm shooting through it, and my arrow was then poisoned, which is really cool. You have to watch the map. Watch where the nodes are falling or there are new nodes gained. If everybody's over here doing this, then what does that mean? That means that the nodes are wide open. So you might at some point just give up this particular idea of taking this thing and find something else. Now at this point I didn't watch what the heck was going on, and I was completely surrounded by like 5 of them. There's one behind me that's shooting at me too, and there's 2 or 3 in front. So yeah, I'm toast. I'm dead again. One dead Geekasaurus. Like I said, don't look to me to be any kind of fantastic person to watch. I'm just showing you these videos so that we can cover how the strategy is done, and so you can watch a little bit of structured PvP. I have about 30 minutes of video here, so we're just going to go through it. I'm just going to keep talking about it and discussing what I'm seeing on the screen. Check it out. We won 442 to 501, and we were losing by a lot in the beginning. You can see the score updated at the top, but actually in this particular video it is cut off. I apologize. On my screen resolution is different than YouTube's, and so when I record a video it is a slight bit too narrow on each side, so I bring it up so that it fits, but then it always chops off like a 1/4 inch at the top, which is where the score was. But that's okay. You got to see the score at the end, which was the important thing, that I won. Yeah. pounding my chest at this point. Okay, so we are now doing a different one. This one I like. It's kind of fun because it's kind of a mill house church scenario where you can take the clock tower, you can take the mill. They're all up and down, lots of high-low ground areas in this thing. A lot of choke points too. This is a choke point coming right through here. If somebody were on either side of this, they can decimate you, and which is what pretty much happens to me at this point. Oh, little necro fear on me, which is fine. But then we got another guy up there, and why am I doing volley? Well, I don't know. It was lazy. I was like, hey, if I drop down 1,000,000 arrows, maybe I'll do some damage to somebody. And there we go. Got to keep an eye on those choke points because that's where when you come up, your entire group could get stopped, could get rooted at that point, and everybody could get dead really quickly. But one thing I do want to mention, and I've talked about this in other videos, is look how incredibly long I'm staying up. I am getting pounded on by like 4 people, and then I get a fight to survive. And then there are some people that are saying, hey, get rid of that mechanic. Oh, look at our birds are fighting. I didn't even notice that before. That is fantastic. The 2 birds are like duking it out. Get rid of the downstate. It takes too long to kill somebody. Well, look, pal. It's a pal because I saw the person who's complaining about it mostly. If you take out the downstate, you take out one of the best features of structured PvP. What you want is the old World of Warcraft way. You want the way where you go in one shot every single opponent, and once they're dead, you don't have to focus on them anymore. You can go do something else. In this game, when somebody kills you, you're not dead. You get to fight a little bit longer, and you're saying, well, all I'm doing is throwing rocks. I have killed people throwing rocks in this game because those rocks hurt, and your pet can come back and heal you. There's a lot of different things. Thieves, they can actually teleport to different parts of the map while they're in the downstate. Okay? So I understand why they want them out of there, because they want the quick, I run in, I hit somebody one time, and then everyone's dead, and I can move on and do something else to the next guy. Whereas this one, you actually have to pay attention to the guy you just killed, because they're not exactly dead yet. They can fight back. And if you want them dead so badly, you go and finish them. You want to be lazy. You want to kill them with like one shot from a mile away, throwing a knife at them, and then you want them totally dead, and then you just want to walk off. No, you need to actually kill them. Walk up to them and hit and stick a frickin' spike through their chest, and they're dead. They won't come back at that point, Mr. Lazy Pants. Alright, so here we're defending the clock tower. I took it, and now I'm actually trying to defend it. Everybody's coming in to hang out and party with Mr. Geekasaurus because I am holding this clock tower. While I'm in there, and while any of my teammates are in there on that pad, they will not get any credit towards taking it over. We need to be off it completely. Either we're dead or we're off it. So here they're trying to take it back. It's gone to neutral. So I was off it long enough, and my teammate was off it long enough to where it switched from mine to neutral, which is okay. Part of the thing. So that's one of the things you have to watch for. What a really great defense, if you guys are wondering, what's a great defense profession? Ready for this? Are you ready? Necromancer. Why do I say Mr. Necromancer is an awesome defense? Well, here's why. They have 2 lives over and above the downstate. Why do they have that? Well, they go into their shroud form after they've gotten enough. And what happens is, as a necro is running through an area, everything that dies leaches out some life force to the necro, and they have a little bar that goes up. And that bar, once it fills all the way up, or it can at any point, they can go into their shroud form, and while they're in the death shroud, they have a whole new health bar. And they do more damage in the death shroud the fuller that health bar is. So if you're a necro, or you're thinking about what do I want to do, as if I want to stay as a heavy defender, and you need to be a defender in some of these games. If you want to play defense, that's fine. Make a necro, because what will happen is, as you are killing other opponents, you're getting their life force, and then they come back and they kill you. Well, they kill you the first time. Right when you're about ready to die, you wait till you're really, really close. You drop life shroud or death shroud, and then you go into that other life form, and while you're in that form, you have a whole new health bar. Then they have to kill you again. Okay? Once they've killed you that time, then you're going to go into the downstate, because while you're in there, you're not getting much health back. You might get like a sliver, but it's not like you're going to have a full health regen while you're in that form. But if you've killed them and they've left, then you can go out of the death shroud form, and then boom, you're back into getting more health back at that time. Okay, Mr. Geekasaurus, so why do you love the Necromancer so much and you're playing the Ranger? Well, I was doing this because I wanted to show everybody the Ranger pet video. If you haven't seen that one, check that out. I'll put a link up at maybe at the end of this one, I'll put that up. I show the exact, or not the exact, I show the complete Ranger menagerie, which is all of the pets they have for land. The water ones at that point were not working. I went into the water, swam around, and tried to make them come out, and it just wasn't working. It's because this is a beta stress test, so a lot of stuff's kind of flaky at this point. So, I wanted to do that, and I like the Ranger class. I'm a pet class person. I always have been. I played Hunter in World of Warcraft, and I love the Necro. Actually, I like the Necro from EverQuest 1. I want skeletons. I want a good old-fashioned Harryhausen type skeleton clanking around next to me with bones rattling and stuff like that. That's what I want. In this game and in Guild Wars 1, the Necromancer made these sort of mutated, alien-looking things with pus and blood and guts all. It's cool. It's kind of evil and dark and everything, but I just want a skeleton. I want a freaking regular, good old-fashioned Necro Skelly. So I'm not playing the Necro as much because I kind of was sad. But I'll go back to playing the Necro. I actually found out that I like the Necro in melee. Necro melee, 2-dagger Necro is crazy. I mean, it's just, you have to play it to see what I mean. It's just crazy. It's a lot of fun. A lot of really visceral kind of chomping teeth and rawr kind of stuff that goes on with the Necro dagger combo. Alright, so we're going ahead and we're capturing the windmill, and there's Brotherin again. He was in the other one, the little midget, the guy who was bothering the crap out of me. He's famous now because I'm talking about him on my YouTube videos. So he's probably going to make that character and be like, hey, I pissed off the Geekasaurus. Okay, now did you see the little heart that popped up? Look for the little gray hearts. Those are the conditions that are coming from combos. So either they're a heal, a regen, a poison, whatever, and they mean that my arrows are then poisoned or that the regen is coming. I just walked right into that. When you see the red trap, okay, so that is an obvious trap. That's an engineer thing on the ground, the bomb. It's red. I walked into it. That was my fault. You know, but a lot of times in combat, you don't care. You're like, I gotta get this guy. I gotta chase him down. I gotta shoot him in the head with an arrow. So you'll go through traps and stuff because you don't care. But I do have a really nice knockback feature. I think it's number 4. Yeah, it's number 4. Which is great. Rangers, it's nice to be able to knock people back, cripple them, and then shoot them for a little while. Oh, I'm on fire. I'm a toasty Geekasaurus. I'm just burning up. I love the finish and move. I just think it's great. It's just you jump up in the air. But now the thing is they can interrupt you. If they're shooting at you in the down state, they can actually interrupt you from finishing them. So it's sometimes can take a while to even kill them that way. While we're in here and you're watching me just lose pitifully in the background, let's talk a little bit about structured PvP. Alright, so this is from the Guild Wars Wiki. Structured PvP is player versus player mode, which allows competing on an even footing. There are 2 primary modes of play, tournament and hot join play. I will actually show a video of the tournament window in a short time. Not today. This is a very long one. We will go into an actual just different one that shows the tournament. Alright, a character used to enter structured PvP will retain race and profession. The character will be given a fixed maximum level, and skills and items will be available without the need to unlock them first. Scores are tracked on a scoreboard. Player statistics will be tracked used to generate player ranking. Contrary to World PvP, Structured PvP does not grant rewards usable in PvE. I want to mention that because later on you'll see that I get some cool weapons and stuff in this, and I'm like, yes, I have a really great bow now. Let me take it out into the PvE area and kill some stuff. As soon as I go to the PvE area, it doesn't work anymore. I can't even equip it. So if I put it on, it actually just drops into my bag. So you can't take anything from PvP area into PvE. Alright, on the other hand, players can earn glory and use that to buy better looking equipment from glory vendors. They also earn rank, which gives random PvP awards. There are several different maps for structured PvP, and they have different objectives, although these mostly are capture the node kind of ones, as you've been watching me do here. Alright, so hot join play is what we're doing right now, is a game selection similar to many first-person shooter games, which allows individuals or groups to join a game based on map, available space, and other settings. It will have a variable team size, which can be different per server, so might be 1 versus 5, or 5 versus 5, or 10 versus 10. It was mentioned in an interview that players will be able to join same server regularly, forming groups that players that frequently play together. Players will be matched based on similar amount of glory earned. So, if you bought the Digital Collector's Edition of Guild Wars 2, one of the things you get in there is a glory chalice. You click it, and I think it gives you 1,000 to 10,000 glory. I don't remember the actual number, and it didn't strike me as being all that great. But here is a problem. If you do that and use that thing, and you're not a crazy PvPer, you're then going to be bumped into a group of hardcore PvPers. There's Brethren. He's actually on my team now. Anyway, so it might hurt you in the long run to use that chalice if you don't think you're going to be PvPing that often, because then when you finally do get it, you're going to go in with the hardcore dudes, and that's going to be a problem because you're going to die often, and they will probably call you names. They'll say, "You're such a Geekasaurus. You're terrible." Rightly so. Alright. So, the maps that are currently in the game are the Battle of Kylo, the Forest of Niflhel, Forest of Nifl, Legacy of the Foefire, and Raid on the Capricorn. The Capricorn's a ship docked in a port, and I think you'll see me play that here in just a moment. And the Raid on the Capricorn one is kind of cool. It's very nautical looking. So, it is still a Capture the Node kind of one. And I think other ones are coming, because actually ArenaNet has said that they would like structured PvP to be an esport. Right now there are no modes where you could be a spectator, but in Guild Wars 1 there was. You could spectate, and you could watch guilds go at it with each other, and I thought that was really, really cool. You could, you'd fly around, you could move the camera all around, you could watch it, and you could actually do commentation on it if you wanted to. That's coming, and that's probably something I'm going to be doing in release, doing some structured PvP commentating, because I know you guys just love hearing my dulcet tones in your face. No, not really, but I thought it would be fun to commentate because I like PvP and it's kind of fun. WVW is something I could commentate on also, but it's such a large thing. It's really difficult to watch every single thing that's going on in the field, and most of the time in WVW, it is very Zerg-like. You are basically a Zergling in a mass swarm going everywhere, which is cool, but it's hard to commentate. I can go, okay, the swarm is moving over here, and we're going to take out this keep, but it's not as exciting as fun as what you would see in structured PvP in a small arena or area such as this. So I expect that they will have an arena at some point. This is ArenaNet game. ArenaNet is the name of the company, so I don't see why they wouldn't have one, because, it's ArenaNet. Seems like they would have an arena. So I'm sure they'll have some arenas at some point, and that'll make the structured PvP matches even more exciting and fun. I don't know. I played paintball back when it first came out. I keep telling you I'm old. I played back in the early 80s, and paintball guns in those days were a single shot thing, and we played Capture the Flag in the woods wearing like safety goggles you have for your chemistry class. And then it got really popular and took off, and I was in the Navy at the time, and then it went from being sort of something you did in the woods with nobody watching to tournaments that they would have in arenas, and I just can't get into them as much there as I could in those days when I played back in the woods. But anyway, I think that for structured PvP in an arena will be great for watching and commentating on, so that's coming very soon. I don't think it'll be too much farther after release. Remember, this is a game that is in beta right now. So for those people who are saying, well, that needs to be there for release and that no. The fact that the game works correctly and I'm not walking through walls or having huge glitches in the game is way more important to me than not having an arena at this point or having some other sort of feature in the game that can easily be added later on. There's no reason they can't add an arena or 10 more different types of PvP matches. Capture the Flag is here, obviously, but maybe somewhere you, I don't know, have cannons that shoot towards ships that drop you off and maybe those cannons could kill one of the ships, and you guys could fight for the cannons. I don't know. I got that idea from somewhere. I'm not quite sure. SWTOR. Anyway, back to the thing. So this is the final match, and I don't know. I love my volley, so I'm doing it too much. I understand it. We're gonna try to get up here to this spot, but this is a choke point right here. These stairs are really easy to defend against people coming up, because there's two high spots. You can't see them down here, but there's two high spots up on top that are flat, and you can just stand up there and lob things over. And as we're walking up those stairs to get to the actual capture node point, it's just really, really easy to pick people off. So we die, and I don't even think we get this one right now. But I think overall we're going to win the match. Yeah, I'm defeated. Forest of Niflhel. I'm really bad at the pronunciation of this name, and I want to call it Forest of Nipple. I think Forest of Nipple is better. I mean, having a nipple forest. I don't know where I'm going with this. Who knows? All right, let's get on with what we're getting on with. So this one's cool. It has some NPCs that are here that you can either kill or get on your side. I can't remember, but they do stuff and they give you buffs and bonuses. So yeah, well, that might be something you want to do. I can't remember that. I did this one the very first weekend that we had our beta weekend. I was like, yeah, check out this. It's structured PvP. I'm gonna do some really cool stuff. And then I remember killing some named dude in here, and then we got a buff. Or we defended him and got a... I don't remember. It's not important, no. But overall, I guess you guys get the flavor of what structured PvP is like. I've rattled on here for over 30 minutes. I can do this all day, folks. Really can. So, we will end it right here. I think we'll go ahead and watch the end, and where I get to my "you guys are victorious" thing. I love how people kill me after that. They're just so upset that they lost that they will spend 10 minutes after the match is over making sure that I'm dead yet again. Anywho, so please subscribe to my videos. Please share them. Did you guys know what? I'm recording this now at 7:30 p.m. because I have an event tomorrow for my other business, and I won't be in. So I'm probably going to put this up first thing in the morning, and then syndicate it out to everybody. But as of right now, I've already passed 3,000 views for today. That's a milestone for me, and I have nothing but you guys to thank for it. You're really, really helping me. I can't believe it. My mind is blown. Like, officially, Geekasaurus mind blown. Kablamo. I love you guys. I really do. I mean, it's just amazing what you guys are doing for me. There are bigger channels out there, of course, but this was just meant as something fun for me to do, and you guys are making it, like, really, really fun. And I love you. So thanks a lot. So please subscribe, share them with your friends, tell all your neighbors about it, because they just have to know about structured PvP. I will go into more detail on both equipment that you can get from PvP, plus the tournament and some other things. I have some videos of just that. So we'll talk about that on another video at some point. But this was just me playing and watching me die horrible, horrible deaths. So here we go. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I love you guys a bunch, as I keep saying over and over again. Look, they're trying to kill me. See, I'm dead, but they're still trying to kill me. And I will see you next time. Look out for my little lizard here. He will give you the thing when I say, until next time. See ya! Oh, I can't believe I talked for almost 35 minutes. Hey, has anybody seen my walker? I need that, my Geritol, and my teeth. I need my teeth. Anybody seen my teeth? Ugh. God. Oh, left the mic on. Oops.